Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm all right, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month, short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre's going on. That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over. The phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements. Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it. Now listen to me. Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
You do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Okay, now we have freedom to go and wander around the little diner here. And Sybil was her name, was so kind to give us a pistol. Have to thank her for that, really do. Ho! Looking at this diner, though, it really does give me an appreciation for how much effort Konami did in making this game. I mean, it does look pretty freaking good for a PS1 game. Although it does look like shit by today's comparison. Okay. All along this time, Harry's going to be going and leaving notes around. Now, what these notes are the save games. So when you see notepads, go and save. Oh, we got some stuff. Health drink, flashlight, oh, and a map. Awesome. Because it's really hard to find our way around this town. His head's a little too big. Wait, when the hell was that? Did you see that? Health drink. Ooh, a kitchen knife. At least it's a weapon. I mean, bullets aren't going to last forever, are they? Radio. Guess we'll have to leave it there. I see it's snowing again, and it's not dark anymore.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
What's going on with your voice acting? Huh? Whoa! Oh, time to kill this thing.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Well, let's take the radio. Now, the idea of the radio is, as enemies start to get closer to you, the radio starts putting off static. Now, you can turn the radio off because the monsters in the game are attracted to the noise. But if you don't have the radio on, you don't know when they're around, and they're probably going to find you anyway. Well, let's head back out into Silent Hill. Okay, we gotta go head back to that alley. Fortunately, the map will guide us there. Head back to Finney. We're on Bachman now. Ooh, a newspaper. Yep, can't get it. Over here you'll find some bullets. Make sure you do not forget these things. Bullets are your friend. That's another thing. The fog doesn't just hide the graphical limitations or provide some sort of atmosphere for the game. It also hides the enemies. There could be anything wandering around in that fog. And there is a lot of weird stuff wandering around in that fog. In fact, the radio's making noise, so one of them's getting closer. And something's coming. Oh, it's a dog. Whoa, run! Run! 2 dogs! Okay, we're safe. Harry will run out of breath, so be careful of running too much. I'm going to be running past a lot of the enemies that I'm going to face here because there are a lot of enemies on the streets in this game. And I don't really have the health or the ammunition to run around and killing everything. Oh, some more ammo. It's a good thing this stuff's just lying around.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook? She's at the school.
You really think she left you a note in her own blood? Okay, the school's at the corner of Midwich and Bradbury. There's also a pipe here. Pick that up. It's a weapon, but weapons in this game, I can't remember, but I think they break. Also notice everything is a little bit different here. When we were here before, when it got dark, we walked down this alley. We can't do that though. This wall has caved in a little bit and is pushed in. We can't go that way. Also note things like the wheelchair that was here is gone. Let's get a look at that map. See exactly which direction we gotta go. Okay, back out the fanny, and okay, I think I got it. Gotta run past a couple of pooches, though. Run, Harry, run! Oh, another flying thing. Let him catch his breath. Ouch. Okay, I believe we are on Midwich. A lot of abandoned houses, although I do like their sidewalk system. Nice and big. Check the map again, make sure I'm getting close. Oh, I wasn't even on Midwich. Oh boy. That doesn't look good. What happened here? Doghouse, huh? Guess the rest of these don't have anything important, do they? Okay, when the road is obviously blocked off, you have the option of, you can't go through that area and you'll see an X on the map. So you have to use another way of going around. You're going to see that happen a lot in this game series. Jeez, these demon dogs are everywhere. Yep, that's not the way, is it? Okay, just because you shot an enemy down doesn't mean they're dead. Once they're down, sometimes you have to run up and kick them. That's especially so if you kill them with like a melee weapon, like the knife or the lead pipe or the steel pipe. It occurs to me as I'm playing this game, now I've done a number of mainstream games on my LP series, like I did Final Fantasy X and I did some other games like that, and it occurs to me that this is maybe the first mainstream game that I've played that is a good chance that a majority of the people who will see it or run across it haven't played the game. Which seems kind of weird to me, considering how much I like this game. And now, Silent Hill, I would have to say, is a mainstream game. I don't think there's any doubt to that. Doghouse. Okay, we got the house key out of the doghouse. House key. Wonder which house it goes to. Keep hitting the start button when I'm trying to hit the select button. Isn't this the house? Where's the doghouse? Oh, jeez. He tripped. Get inside! No fog inside. Very nice. Locked. Of course, we have a save point. And there's ammunition liberally sprinkled about the house. TV next to the dining room table. I don't see a living room or anything. Apparently they don't get cable either. Weird town. Keys for Eclipse. Wonder what that means. Oops. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Go out the back of this house. 3 locks. That's not gonna work. We're gonna have to go get the keys. That's what I was saying before. This is maybe the only mainstream game. There's a good chance that someone who runs across it isn't going to have played the game. And although Silent Hill is a mainstream game, I'm not going to deny that, it has a little bit more of a cult following rather than a mainstream following than a lot of the other games you may see. Apparently I walked past it. That's mostly because the game is a survival horror game. It came out in 1999, which is pretty well at like the peak of the survival horror popularity, you know, like Resident Evil 2 or 3 or whatever had come out recently. Code Veronica had came out around that time. And the survival horror genre was pretty friggin' popular at the time. But Silent Hill isn't really like a Resident Evil kind of survival horror game. It's a little bit less about things jumping out at you and shouting boo, as it is as providing a weird, scary kind of atmosphere. And that's just, okay, I guess I'm gonna kill this thing now. Oh, we already got the key from here. What am I thinking? It's less about providing scares of things jumping out at you, which does happen occasionally, like when we're in the diner and all that, but instead relies a little bit more on a weird kind of, what in the hell is going on kind of horror. Just to make my point, in the event that for some reason I was dropped into the mansion of Resident Evil and handed a handgun or a combat knife or something like that, like the characters in that game were, chances are I would explore the, I would go and explore the mansion, just like the characters did in the game. In the event, though, that you drop me in Silent Hill, and I had to experience some of the freaky crap that Harry Mason here is going to experience, I would probably just hide in a closet and sit there in a pool of my own urine. That's how freaky this gets. I think I'm going the right way. Just, wish there was a quick way to bring up the map. I get lost in this game so easily. Right now, you don't really see much of a point to that. We're just running through the fog and we're running across monsters that don't move fast enough to catch up with me. But soon enough, we're going to start running into some really weird stuff. There we go. Die! I'm wasting bullets on this thing. Okay, we got one of the keys. Oh, you can bring up the map easily. Wow, I feel stupid. Harry's gotten hurt, so it's best that I heal him. Don't screw around with the health. Here's something else. Oh geez, looking at that weird duck walk that he's doing is just so distracting. I guess this was the days before motion capture became really big in game development. The key should be over here. Let's see, am I in the right part of the map? Yeah, there's a circle here. It's hidden in the mailbox. For some reason I can't find the damn mailbox. No houses on. Damn it! It's not dead yet. There we go. Oh, okay, that's right. It was over here. Key of Scarecrow. Felt stupid for wandering around like an idiot like that. Now the last one is located in that red line behind the cafe, which is pretty close, so it shouldn't take us long to get there. Here we go. Good thing that flying enemy didn't fly over this gate. Dog's head. Are they playing basketball with that? Oh my god. People in Silent Hill are sick. And there's a health drink on the trash can. Now we're done finding keys. We can just head back over to the street. To the house and unlock the doors and head right over to Midwich School. Yep. Ah, jeez. Wow, thing came right out of nowhere. I wonder, can I go in there? No. Don't want to screw around too much, because these enemies will punish you. And you're safe in the house. Bingo! It's getting dark again. Okay, now we have the flashlight turned on, and we get to see the real-time lighting effects of this game going on again. Now, they're not really all that impressive by today's standards. They actually kind of suck. There are no shadows, there are no anything like that, but it does light up the environment. And it's kind of this weird, cheap way that they did real-time lighting back in such old hardware. Notice it's still snowing, but the fog has disappeared. It's replaced by the darkness, which is really just as effective. You can't see stuff from far away, but you do see the pop-up. Look at the geometry just pop in the view. That's kind of distracting. Okay, that's how I get there. Leave me alone! I don't want to play. Really wish... I don't remember it actually being this bad on an actual PlayStation. Maybe this is just an emulator screw-up. Okay, notice it is darker, and there's a reason for that. In the world of Silent Hill, there are basically like 3 different realms. There's the real world, which is a version of Silent Hill that's like where people live in. Everything is normal, except for maybe the weird, every once in a while, weird ghost image or whatever the hell crops up. Then there's the fog world, which is where we spend most of the time in the game. It's where the fog is going around, you can't see what's too far away. And now what we've treaded into is called the other world, which is usually much more dangerous. Finally made it to the Midwich School, and unfortunately I'm going to have to bring the episode to a close here, so thanks for watching. Be sure to catch the next episode.